Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ara. I am a 39-year-old mother of 5, beauty and fitness lover. I'm going to be doing a full face of my least favorite makeup, high-end and luxury. If that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for more content. My face is already primed. I used my Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. This is my usual Charlotte Tilbury. I just like to color correct some of these areas. And not all of these products are things that I don't like. They're just my least favorite. I need to put my hair up. It is too long and in my face. That's better. I just cannot stand when my hair is in my face. I'm gonna take a luminizer. This one is the Chanel #1. This one came out last summer or early fall, I believe it was. This is in the shade Soft Pink. It's just a little dark. It was their lightest shade in the line, and it's just too dark. And I really didn't feel like it provided me with any more luminosity than some of my other luminizers. I'm gonna use that on my sponge, just because I know this sponge will shear it out a bit so that's not too darkening on my skin. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Foundation. It's not that it's a bad foundation. It's a beautiful foundation. It has lovely coverage to it. And it has a very soft matte, like satin finish to it that I enjoy. The problem is it's overpowering in the scent. I have mine in the shade 1C. The scent gives me a headache. I'll probably have a headache today from even using this, but it's the scent that drives me absolutely bonkers, and everything from the Guerlain line smells like baby powder. I don't know if it's just me or I think I got too much, go figure. So what I get for switching to a sponge this time instead of my brushes. But there is just something about the smell that gives me the worst headache and makes me want to take it off before the day is over. I don't typically use a sponge, but I want to use a sponge today. I want to avoid my under eyes though, because this foundation makes my under eyes just look heavier than they usually do. That was quick. There is an upside to using a sponge, and it's just that it's so much quicker. But I love the finish of my brushes more. It still kind of looks like the finish is very beautiful, but there's something about the luminizer underneath it that makes it look heavier. I'm going to use my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This is in the shade 2R. This is one of my all-time favorites, right up there with my Dior. It is not a disappointment to me at all. I just don't have a concealer that I don't like. I've had concealers I don't like, but this is just not one of them. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is the Dose of Color sponge. It's a really good sponge. I'm gonna spray my face before I do powder though. I've been doing this technique for a couple weeks. I really like this technique. This one might be an unpopular opinion, but this one is my least favorite powder. This is the Sigma Soft Focus Setting Powder in the shade Vanilla Bean. I bought this one because there was so much hype around it, and when it was on sale, I thought, well, now might be the time to do it. I don't have a lot of powders that I don't enjoy. I couldn't get the hype around this powder. I really wanted to, but it just didn't. I don't know. It just feels more matte than what I was expecting for a soft focus description. And I'm a really big fan of luminous powders. If you've watched any of my videos, you will know that I prefer a luminous powder over a matte powder. Granted, I am in love with the Huda Cherry Blossom powder. That one is just stunning for a very flawless base. I have to do this constantly for my forehead because I have so many big wrinkles. Such big forehead wrinkles. I'm gonna take a Sephora 80 brush. This is a wonderful brush in case you are looking for a new powder brush. I use this one all over my forehead. It kind of gets everything. One other thing about the foundation that I didn't really like, and I forgot to mention this, was it doesn't set down as quickly as I was hoping it would. Like I can still kind of feel the tackiness of the foundation on my brush as I'm powdering. Another product that might come off as an unpopular opinion is my Hermes bronzer. I have this one in the shade 01 Totori. The problem with this bronzer, it's not that it's not a beautiful formula. It's a beautiful formula. I think it's very soft and very airbrushed, but it's too warm. You couldn't really tell from looking at it on camera that it's too warm. It has a more yellow undertone than I would like. When I looked at swatches ahead of time, you couldn't really see that. So I'm gonna use a Sigma Kristen Dominique brush and just kind of gently pick it up here. It definitely looks airbrushed, but the undertone doesn't work for me too well. I don't know. I paid $110, I think it is, for this one. I just expected better. Just kind of really disappointed by this one. Formula though, it's great. I have two different blushes here that really kind of disappointed me. As much as I love the brands, these blushes just do not work well. One is a formula problem, and that's the hauslabs blush here in the shade Watermelon Bliss. This one I felt like the formula didn't blend as smooth and didn't feel as buttery, even though it feels soft in the pan. It didn't work so well when I was blending it out on my cheek. The other one is from Hourglass. This one is in the shade Ethereal Glow. It's very, very pale. It looks beautiful in the pan. In the pan, when I look at it, it looks like a very soft baby pink, cool toned. But even though I thought this would be great for fair skin, it does not show up even on me. This is a Rougher 24 brush. I wanted to love this so much because it is not cheap. So this is what it looks like, really, really built up on a dense brush. It's not like their other blushes that are so velvety and luminous. It doesn't feel like a $50 blush. And when you pay $50 for a blush, it needs to be perfect. I'm gonna take this hauslabs Watermelon Bliss blush on an IT Cosmetics brush. Very gently because it packs such a punch. It doesn't blend out very easily. Like I need a real floppy brush like this to get it to work well. I like wearing my blush further back. I just feel like it makes me feel a little more youthful. And if I bring it too far forward, I can always buff it out, so it never really bothers me. I don't know, blush is one of my favorite parts of my makeup to do, and if I don't feel happy doing my blush, I'm just in a bad mood doing my makeup and I don't feel like I'm gonna have a good makeup day. For my highlight, this is not a highlighter that I dislike. I like it, I think it's beautiful. My problem with this highlighter is the shimmer particles in it. I don't care for those in an expensive luxury highlighter. This one is my Christian Dior highlighter. I have mine in the shade 02 Pink Glow. The formula is gorgeous. Like Dior knows how to do good formulas. They don't typically have bad formulas in their lineup, but this one just has shimmer particles that kind of like sit in my fine lines when I'm wearing it, and it's kind of awkward. I'm gonna pick that up on the Sonia G brush. This one is my mini cheek. I always forget the names of my brushes, so I keep looking. So going on, like on camera, it looks really pretty. It's subtle, it's not overpowering. You can't really see the shimmer on camera, but when I'm looking at it in the mirror, I see the shimmer. I see it sitting in my fine lines. Admittedly, my face does look really nice right now. It's hard to tell on camera. Like I can't really tell on camera looking at it, and the viewfinder is a little small, so maybe I'll see it when I'm editing. I guess I don't have to contour my nose. I just like doing it and I like the look that I get. I am blessed to have some pretty decent eyebrows. All I did was fill them in with my pencil from Urban Decay. I have mine in the shade Cool Cookie. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips though, because two things. One is super expensive. It's the Tom Ford. This was a limited edition matte lipstick. I forget the shade name. I think it's Blush New. I've used this on camera before. It's a very beautiful nude shade. The other one is a lip liner from Milk Cosmetics. It's not a bad lip liner. The longevity is not there, and I don't like the way it feels when I'm putting it on. I feel like I have to work a little bit. This one is the Perfectionist Lip Pencil. This one's in the shade Sepia. It's sharpened enough, but sometimes it just likes to smear. We won't look too hard at the liner. It's not my best job ever, but it's on. Who cares? Okay. This one, beautiful but dry. This one is likely to be another very unpopular opinion in the luxury community, but the Hermes eyeshadow quads really disappointed me the most. And I'm not typically disappointed by all of my luxury makeup. This one, on the other hand, is a big flop for me. I feel like I wasted my money 100%, and I hate that. I really, really do. These shades they're pretty. The formula's not unique, and I just feel as though you get so little for how much you spend. I spent so much money on this, and there's hardly any product in here. It's aesthetically not pleasing to the eyes. I don't like the chaos. There is something about the square and round pans that just vex me. The formula is soft, it's not unique. So there's one shimmer. Why was that so hard for me to get out? And 3 mattes. My eyes are primed with my Kaleidos primer. I didn't set my eyes this time like I have been doing. I'm gonna start by picking up this grayish matte shade here. It's not entirely like gray color either. It's more of like a lilac with a heavy gray undertone. And then I'm gonna place that just in the crease on this outside corner. This is a Singe 03 brush. One of my favorite big fluffy brushes. I'm gonna switch over now and pick up a Sonia G Worker Pro. I'm gonna pick up the deep shade here in the palette. And just kind of really pack it on a bit and just place it on the outside corner. There is just nothing special about this formula, and it just disappoints me so much. I could pay half of this, or almost half of this, and had bought another Lisa Eldridge palette and been beyond happy. Which, by the way, her Vega palette's in stock, and her Sorcery palette, I think that's what it is. I want to pick those up instead. I'm gonna switch to a Singe 04 brush. I'm gonna pick up that pink shade, tap off a little bit, and I'm going to pack it in on the inner corner of my eye here into the inner crease. Let me switch brushes back to that original E3 and just dust this away. Not dust, oh my goodness. Blend away. make this much softer. It's too harsh. And I didn't pick up any additional product. I just used whatever was left on this brush. I'm gonna use a Rougher 28 brush first to pick up this shimmer. Before I use my finger, I feel like it gives me better payoff and better impact if I use my finger, but I wanna show you what it looks like with just the brush. And the pink underneath it kind of helps bring out those pinky purple tones. It just looks quite a bit better on my finger if I press it. I'm going to take a Sonia G Soft Definer. This is not in stock. It was a limited edition from the Lotus collection. I'm going to pick up that deep purple shade here. And I'm just going to sweep that up into my outer corner. I'm just going to clean off that brush and pick up that first shade. This is the E01 brush from Singe. I'm just going to pack this shimmer into my inner corner. And I have some really tight folds right here, so it's hard for me to really get it in there. I'm going to take a Sigma. This is the E36 brush. It's a very, very tiny, loosely packed brush. I'm going to pick up that shimmer and just gently put it in my brow bone. For my mascara, I'm going to use the YSL. This is the Lash Class, and it flakes on me like crazy. And when I say my eyelashes are tiny, they're tiny. I did use New Lash Serum for a while, and it really worked. I had pretty lashes, but that's like $100 for a bottle. Granted, it lasted me 4 months, but it's expensive. May as well just deal with the fact that I have very tiny sparse lashes. I'm going to use my Nabla Cutie Arrow in the shade Ivory. This one doesn't hurt my eyes. I do have some fallout on my face. I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown powder. This is the Vitamin Enriched Press Powder. It's in the shade Yellow. I originally tried to buy this in the shade Natural. However, Sephora would send me the peach shade repeatedly. And I'd have to tell them I ordered Natural. I keep eating peach. It's too yellow. It makes my pink undertone. I don't really know how to describe it, but it really isn't flattering. The luminous finish to this is gorgeous. I won't deny that. It is a very pretty finish. I just don't like the undertone. So I'm disappointed in paying for that. My lashes are on, my face is finished. These lashes are the Bright Lashes in the style Flare. Her lashes, Angela Bright, are the most comfortable lashes I've ever worn. These are half lashes. If you are sensitive to wearing lashes, but you really want to wear them, the half lashes from Bright Lashes is the way to go. Very comfortable, especially if you've got hooded eyes and you just feel like lashes can be a little too heavy, but you still want to wear them. I am sensitive to the Milk Cosmetics glue. I just used it again and I put my lashes on and I immediately felt my eye tear up in the right corner here. I'm not sure what's different about this formula, but I think I need to throw this one out. I have the hardest time with my hair. I have so much thinning hair up front. Like, I want to try wig caps, like the hair toppers. Not wig cap, but hair toppers, just to kind of see if I can give myself a little more volume up front. I've had so many miscarriages that my hairline is receding. It's really frail and thin right around here. I don't know if you can tell. I get teased relentlessly from my friends, which, I mean, I guess they're not really friends if they're teasing me relentlessly, but I'm very self-conscious of my hair loss. I am very sad about it, so there's not a whole lot I can do for my hair. Doesn't this lipstick look just like butthole lips, like Martina Lily always says, and it cracks me up. Like, you can just see all of the lines in my lips. It just looks so bad. One last thing, I want to show you the comparison in the Hermes packages. This one is the bronzer, this one is the eyeshadow quad. I might be a little bit of a stickler about this, but the eyeshadow quad should be the exact same size as this bronzer. I genuinely believe for the cost of it and the formula, you should have gotten more product. This is just sad and shameful and such a cash grab from Hermes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I have fun doing it, especially judging what I spent way too much money on. I think that's fun. And so just a little bit ashamed too, because it's not cheap and I can just see my husband in my head. I appreciate you guys so much. Everything that I'm using today is linked down below if it's not discontinued. I don't think any of these things are discontinued. I do get a small commission if you choose to click on those links. I hope you guys have the absolute best day. Do something for yourselves today because you are worth it.